Hey there, I'm Stella, and welcome to the AIBC podcast, where you'll find the brightest minds and projects from the emerging tech industry. Today, I have the pleasure to speak with Flavien Defraire from the Blockchain Game Alliance. Let's dive in. Hi, Flavien. Thank you so much for making it to the AIBC podcast. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for the invitation. Very happy to be here.
Yeah, so let's dive in. I'm sure that anyone who's interested in the blockchain game space knows about the BGA, but for the viewers who are not maybe familiar with your guys' work, can you please give us a quick intro about the BGA and your mission?
Sure, with pleasure. So the BGA stands for Blockchain Game Alliance, and we are a non-profit organization committed to promoting blockchain within the gaming industry. So we exist since 2018 with this idea that we need to collaborate together in order to push boundaries of what is the gaming industry and how blockchain could be a part of it, and how the technology of the blockchain could be used in a way that we have other way to play some games. So there was a need to collaborate, to see each other, to communicate and to share knowledge about the technology and what we could do with that. And it was now we have 400 companies, more than that, a few more than that in the BGA. So very happy to have this strong network because it's all about the network that we have. And I'm the community manager of the BGA, which means that I help every BGA members, depending on the needs they have related to the visibility they would like to have, opportunities to collaborate as well, and some sponsorship for them to thrive.
Wow, well, 400 members, it's quite huge. Congratulations to you guys. And yeah, so you mentioned the different opportunities that they get out of you. Actually, that was my next question. What do companies and individuals get from joining the BGA? But you partly replied to that. Maybe you would like to elaborate a bit more?
I actually, when I have this conversation with some of the companies who would like to be a member, but they don't know what exactly, but they really like the vision of it, promote blockchain within the gaming industry. It sounds good, but what do you have behind? I think of it like three pillars. Some of them really are building. They are building something and they are seeking some visibility, credibility in the space, and they are new and they are not huge companies with a lot of different efforts to build something, but they have a lot of creative ideas and the creative teams to be able to build the blockchain games and other activities around. And we want to bring awareness and visibility about what they build. So we have some content we do each week online through a new members presentation when we have new members and we want to put a light on them. We have demo day, the fun content when you can play on live some games or some platform, because it's not just about blockchain games. They are the core of what we do, but you have a lot of things happening aside. You have guilds, you have layer 1, layer 2, NFT marketplaces. You have a whole ecosystem, and the whole purpose of what we do is to give everyone in the same direction, in the same group as well to discuss. So visibility, awareness, credibility with the content we produce. Obviously, it's networking opportunities. So we have these open forums where everyone can discuss together, can do business, can communicate together, collaborate, and offline as well. That's why we go to a lot of different conferences all over the world. And we have side events, BGA meetup, so everyone can have the opportunity to meet physically and have the opportunity to meet the right people as well.
And so regarding the members, which profile are they? Are they mostly companies that have already developed a game or are developing or idea stage?
Yeah, it's a good question. Obviously, we want to attract blockchain games, gaming studio as well, because they are, as I said, they are the core of what we try to do. It could be blockchain games. It could be gaming studio, what we call Web 2 gaming studio, but they want to step in the Web 3. They don't know how. They may need to have the access to a specific community to learn, to collaborate as well. So BGA is the perfect organization for that. But as I said, you have a lot of different actors. We have more and more guilds. It's so crazy what's happening with the guilds today and why they will be important for the blockchain games in the futures. And you have a lot of different actors. Could be also VCs looking for opportunities to invest as well. So any blockchain actors willing or already involved in the gaming ecosystem could be a BGA member. But depending, they have to fill out a form to apply. So we do our due diligence as well to verify they exist. They are not BFP profile.
Awesome. So yeah, you have quite a wide variety of members. But regarding those Web2 games, actually, what for them would be the concrete advantages of integrating blockchain in their video games from a creator standpoint and a user standpoint? It's also more of a general question. What's the advantage of using blockchain in general for games?
Yeah, I think I will start with the perspective of a player. First, for me, I'm a big player. And as a player, it's all about ownership. The ownership model is not something new, actually. When we are talking about leisures, hobbies, sports, entertainments, I play football and I own these shoes because I know they are cool and it's a specific brand. They communicate in a way I like with some sports professionals. So I kind of feel like I'm a part of this community of people by owning these shoes. And I own these shoes because I pay for it. And obviously they should make me better on the field, I hope. But it's a physical product. We own it and we kind of, we are attached to it by the fact that we own it. We don't have the same mindset online as it is offline. Everything online is duplicable. I send a copy of a photo, which is mine. Actually, it's a copy of the photo. It's not the photo I sent to someone. It was quite impossible to claim digital asset as your own digital assets. And what's happening with blockchain, with NFTs, you can claim that you are the owner of the digital assets. And for me, it changed everything. And a game, it changed a lot of things for digital assets to have the opportunity in a game to play with your asset that you pay for it. And I would say, secondly, it's an open economy. I still play a little bit, but I was a World of Warcraft player. And I was really interested in crafting, mining, spending time to craft and spending time to have money and to reinvest this money in the game. But actually, I was frustrated to spend so much time in a game and not having the opportunity to give this time and this money I have in the game with another market, another economy, share it to not only through the game, but outside the game, because what I did during the game, it was valuable. So when I heard about blockchain and I heard the fact that with NFTs and with blockchain, you have this open economy that you can share assets across platform and not having to stick with the rules of the game publisher, for me, it changed everything. So open economy for the creators as well. I think it was one of the questions you have for the as a creators. Yeah, open economy as well. They can participate in the success of a game, which I find it crazy. Gamer kind of participates of the success of the game, but they are just playing, actually. Now with blockchain game, they can do a lot of things. But as a creator's perspective, I think this sandbox is one of the best examples. They put value to the creators and they mutually, with this sandbox, decide what to do in the sandbox, what to post, what kind of experience, gameplay, a digital asset we should see in this sandbox. And that's not only the beauty of I'm creating something and I'm putting that on a platform like Minecraft, wink, wink, but I'm taking profits of this amount of time that I'm taking to do.
The ownership and the possibility to really contribute to the ecosystem are for you the biggest advantages. Cool. I love the passion that you have because I can see the stars in your eyes when you talk about blockchain games. And actually, you mentioned that World of Warcraft. It's funny because a couple of weeks ago, we had James Crypto Guru here and we were talking about that, about how much money and time, I think it was 700 million or something like that, was used to build World of Warcraft. So 700 million is obviously a huge amount and also many years. So right now, we don't really have that yet in the blockchain space. But do you see such massive games being developed someday on the blockchain?
Yeah, I think I will, just by the fact that as a WoW player, I just can see the advantages of having a WoW, so a MMORPG, but with blockchains and with this open economy and everything. So with this kind of game, we will see that. But as you said, it takes a lot of effort to build that game. And see what was World of Warcraft at the beginning. Nothing to do with what we have today as well. You kind of have some iterations of the game along the way, based on a lot of things, the players, what they want, obviously the technology as well. So we'll see that, but step by step, I guess.
Yeah, over the past years, I think what we saw the most were those play to earns model that were really based on getting the money first and the game second. But now, especially when it comes to tokenomics, I think that projects seem to be much more careful about that. They're employing economists, for example, to make sure that they get the tokenomics right. But yeah, what kind of changes have you seen in the past years in relation to that? Not necessarily the economics, but in general.
Yeah. Concerning economics, it's something new. We are in the beginning of everything, not only related to blockchain, to NFTs, but to game, to new kind of games. So I think it's good that we see what kind of challenges we are facing in terms of integrating blockchain within the game, and token economy is a part of it. And I learned a lot through our BGA members, because I know that some of them they develop some tools to help blockchain games to have the best token economy. Will it work? Will it not work? I don't know, but it's good to see that you know that it's something important to be careful with, because you have so many things. It's open economy. It's not something one walled garden are controlling, which means you have the seller, the buyer, a marketplace. You have investors, you have guilds, you have a lot of different actors which could impact the economy of your game, because it's open. So I guess it's a massive challenge. I wasn't so involved. I joined the BGA end of last year, so I was involved in the Web3 gaming as a player last year. What I'm sure is it's very hard to give a view based on what happened last year and this year, because it's a gaming industry and it's taking time to build a game. But I know that in 2021, popular blockchain games were already launched before, got a lot of tractions with what happened in the crypto sphere ecosystem. A lot of users, players. You got games with like Alien Worlds. They got a lot of tractions on their games, and it was fun to play it. It was fun to find new mechanisms when you play a game based on token. So you cannot see that in 2021 we saw an increase in terms of unique active wallets. So a total of, it was Dapwater said that we got 2.5 million connected to blockchain dApps on a daily average. And blockchain games was responsible for half of all blockchain users. And you can see that this year, the gaming activity, it's the case. 52% of all unique active wallets. It's huge. It's the half. So it just means that we got a lot of traction even now in 2022, a lot of gamers as well, a lot of blockchain users through gaming. And I'm pretty confident that blockchain adoption will be made through gaming for sure. So it's good data that we can rely on.
Wow, that's actually super impressive, and we can say that the BGA is actually contributing very much to to that adoption. So thank you guys. And let's say I want to create my own successful blockchain-based video game. What would be the top 3 pieces of advice that you would give?
I guess the first one will be an easy one because we are an organization. It's all about the community. So I will say the community. But not only the community of players, because we're talking a lot about that. There is a need of community manager for every blockchain games, because the player, they're going to have a very unique communication relationship with the games, publishers, developers. So obviously we need someone to be able to manage everything. But community as well having partners within the game, the blockchain game, the company, with the willingness to collaborate. And I kind of sense how far you can go by capitalizing on an organizations like us with a lot of professional we have, because it's always evolving. And the only fact that you can discuss, collaborate, share ideas, you see that it's very valuable for their business as well, and their objective to make something tangible, which is blockchain games. So community,
Right.
I would say, would be first.
Right. And community, I think, is always first when it comes to crypto project or blockchain projects. Yeah. It's so important. What I like to say is that there's so many things going on in this sphere that it's impossible to just walk there by yourself. And I mean, it's possible, but you're going to waste a lot of time. Whereas if you kind of surround yourself, you can go much faster and learn so much more. So communities, I completely agree with you on this one. Sorry, what's the second one?
But before that, NFT project, why they're so valuable and why some of them are not happy. I think it's because of the community. The community make it very valuable. So it's for everything, as you said. I would say that the second point will be a long-term vision. Maybe it's not easy, but I guess a lot of them already have it. But it's a new thing, new technology in a lot of sense, not only developing a game, but implementing the game, the blockchain within the game, security, token economy, as we say. So they need to bring a long-term vision to everyone, every actors, every parties, investors, gamers, the community, partners as well. And it's not easy, but it's going to be very important for them to have a long-term vision, in my opinion.
And what's the last one?
Yeah, the last one, I was thinking of it, but actually it's pretty obvious. I should have started with that. It's gameplay. They are developing some game, so they need to focus on the gameplay. They need to focus on the fact that the only reason we play game is to have fun, no matter what kind of technology you put in, no matter what kind of, if it's free to play or play and earn, play and own, whatever. You still want to play some games because you enjoy it. So I guess this is one of the focus you should have.
All right. So it was community, long-term vision, and gameplay quality.
Yes.
For a small recap. Okay, cool. Thank you. I'll go right now, make my own blockchain game. And so
join the BGA and you will find.
Okay, I'll do that tonight. I will fill up the forms. And how do you see the future of video games in the next 10 years? And how do you see blockchain and also the BGA in that picture? Do you think that blockchain games are going to replace Web2 games, or do you see some kind of collaboration, or how do you see that?
It's so hard to have a specific answer to that. I always refer as a player, what I want as a player for a game, and I don't think you need. Depending on the kind of game you're playing, I don't think you need everything on-chain. I could be wrong, because you have a lot of examples, not a lot, but you have some examples. They really want to be all full on-chain. And we need to see what will happen in terms of gameplay, how addictive the game is. So always very interesting to see that. For now, I just want to play some games and have the opportunity to own the thing I'm paying for. And the possibility to have an opinion and communication and a say, or build something based on my character, which will be my digital identity. Based on that, we'll see what kind of game we will have. Web 2, Web 2.5, Web 3, maybe a Web 4 or Web 5, as I saw that. We'll see, but I think blockchain will play a big part of the next iteration of the gaming industry, for sure. And you mentioned the fact that how the BGA will be involved. Hard to say as well. We'll be focusing on our commission, which is promoting blockchain within the gaming industry. I think we are good now to have this strong community. We are good now to attract people and make them understand professional why it's valuable to join. We got a lot of things to do. It's about mass adoptions, how we make everyone understand what does it mean to play blockchain games. And it will be our commission as well. And we didn't even start it. So I guess, what will happen in terms of esports, kind of events, we would like to be involved as well and try to explain, educate everyone involved in the gaming industry and others about the blockchain and the gaming industry. So a lot of things to do in the next 10 years, I guess.
Definitely quite an ambitious mission. Hey, you could start by coming to our event in Malta, right? If you want to be more involved in esports, I think that would be the place to be.
Oh, yeah.
And just to go back on what you said regarding a lot of projects who want to be, a few projects who want to be completely on-chain and how, it might be relevant or not. I think it was a very good point because this is something that we kind of see across a lot of industries now. There's this kind of hype of wanting to have blockchain absolutely everywhere. But yeah, definitely we need to think of what's the value that you want to bring with blockchain, what's the use that you want to make out of it, not just to have it there on your website as a buzzword or something. So
exactly.
So cool. Now tell me, Flavien, how can we follow the work of the BGA and keep up with all of your updates?
Blockchain Game Alliance, it's pretty straightforward. You have our channel on YouTube where we are putting content quickly in a weekly basis. Follow us on Twitter, obviously, as well, because we also join a lot of conferences. I really like the opportunity to have something that we try to build with every conferences. And I know that you, with the AIBC, you're helping a lot on that, is to have the opportunity for the BGA to set up some panel discussions during conferences based on the fact that they have the strong expertise in terms of blockchain gaming. So
totally.
Yeah, you can see that.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Flavien, for your time. It was a pleasure having you on our podcast. I hope you had fun.
I had fun. Thank you again for the invitation. It was very cool.
My pleasure. And thank you very much for our listeners, and see you soon on the AIBC podcast.